Okay, picture this, right? You're standing there in some foreign airport, maybe your flight's delayed, something's up, and you really need some help. You know the English words, maybe, but you just freeze up. Not sure how to actually put them together confidently. Does that sound familiar at all?
Yeah, I think a lot of us have been there.
Hello there, amazing English learners, and welcome back to Simply English Pod. This is the show where we really try to help you use English confidently in the real world.
Right. We do things maybe a little differently here. It's not just about memorizing words or grammar rules. We're focused on training your English mind. And we use a strategy that, honestly, it just works.
It really does. And that strategy, it's our proven four-skill method: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Think about it, that's the natural way you learned your very first language, isn't it?
It's how your brain is actually wired to learn any language.
Yeah, remember when you were a little kid, you were just soaking up sounds, right? That's listening. Then you tried making those sounds yourself speaking.
And you started seeing words maybe on signs or in books. That's the reading part. And then eventually writing came along. We follow that exact same natural path right here in every single episode.
And you know what? I've got a bit of a challenge, but also a promise for you today. Try our 20-minute daily challenge. Just 20 minutes a day, okay? Listening to Simply English Pod.
Yeah, participate actively when you can. Maybe speak along, do the exercises. Or sometimes just listen passively while you're doing other things, commuting, cooking, whatever.
Just do that for the next 30 days. That's the challenge. And here's the promise. I absolutely guarantee you will notice a real remarkable difference in how confident you feel using English.
You really will. You already have so much potential inside you. You don't need perfection to start feeling more confident. You just need a clear path and some consistent practice.
Precisely. And today, in this specific episode, our mission, our focus, is all about building your travel English confidence.
So, whether you're on your commute right now, maybe making dinner, or perhaps you're sitting down, ready with a notepad, you're about to give your English mind a really good workout. We're focusing on those practical, everyday travel situations.
Yep. And by the time we finish up here today, you'll have specific phrases you can use immediately. You'll feel more confident saying them out loud, and you'll have some real strategies for handling common travel moments.
Are you ready? Ready to train that English mind and start feeling more comfortable when you travel?
Okay, let's start off by building your essential travel English survival kit. We're going to look at 5 key situations you might run into, and we'll build up the best phrases for each one.
And this is interactive. So think along with us. We'll give you the situation. You take a second, think what you might say, and then we'll walk through it together.
Yeah, we'll start with a really basic way to say it, then a slightly better option, and finally, the best, clearest, most confident way.
This way, you can really see the progression from just getting the basic idea across to communicating really effectively and, importantly, politely.
Okay, situation number 1, the gate hunt. So you're at the airport, maybe feeling a little stressed, boarding's supposed to start soon, but that departure board, it's confusing. Or maybe your flight's not listed clearly. What do you need to ask someone?
We need to know the gate number, right? Simple as that.
So the most basic way, maybe just under pressure, you might just say, which gate?
Yeah, it gets the point across, but maybe not much else.
Okay, a little better. Let's add some politeness. Excuse me, which gate is my flight?
That's better. Getting there.
Now, here's a pro tip, really. Adding your flight number or your destination makes it so much easier for the airport staff to help you fast.
Oh, definitely. Saves them having to ask you follow-up questions.
So the best option, combining clarity and politeness. Excuse me, could you tell me which gate the flight to London departs from? Or using the flight number. Excuse me, could you tell me which gate is flight BA205?
Either one works great, including that destination or flight number that's key for speed and just making sure you get the right info.
Okay, good. Situation number 2, the check-in challenge. You've just arrived at your hotel, finally. The lobby's buzzing, staff look busy, you're tired from your journey, and you just want to get to your room.
Yep. Need to check in.
So basic way to kick that off, maybe just, I have booking.
Bit blunt, maybe.
Yeah, maybe a little. Okay, better. Add a bit more info. I have a reservation under Smith.
Much better. Excuse me, it's just essential politeness, isn't it?
And the best option, really clear, polite. Hi, I have a reservation under the name Smith. Could you please check me in?
Sounds great. And another tip here, have that confirmation number ready. Maybe on your phone or print it out. It just makes the whole process much, much smoother for everyone.
Good point. Okay, situation 3, the food adventure. You're in a new city, in a new country, and you don't just want any food. You want the real deal, the authentic local dishes, the stuff the locals rave about.
Ah, yes. My favorite part of traveling. You need a recommendation from someone who knows, like a waiter or maybe a local shop owner.
Exactly. So, basic way to ask, what's good?
Okay. Functional?
Functional, yeah. Better, a classic phrase you'll hear a lot. What do you recommend?
That's a standard, for sure. Very useful.
And the best version, the one that shows you're genuinely interested. What's your most popular local dish? I'd love to try something authentic.
Oh, I like that one. It shows curiosity, respect for the local culture, the food. People usually love sharing recommendations when you ask like that.
Situation number 4, the navigation nightmare. You're out exploring, maybe following directions on your phone, and then battery dies.
Or you lose signal. And suddenly you realize you are completely, totally lost.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
You need directions. You need to get back on track.
Right. Basic way to ask for help. Where's station?
Again, direct. Maybe too direct.
Maybe better using a really common phrase. How do I get to the train station? Very standard. Everyone understands that.
And the best option, adding a little context, and of course, politeness. Excuse me, I'm a bit lost. Could you point me toward the nearest train station?
Being honest and saying, I'm a bit lost, can actually be really helpful. It signals to the person that you might need, like really simple, clear directions. Maybe they'll even point or walk you a little way.
Good tip. Okay, last one for this section. Situation 5, the price mystery. You're maybe browsing in a cool local market or a little shop and you see something you really like, but there are no price tags anywhere.
Ah, the market situation. Yes, you need to know how much it costs.
Basic way, price.
Minimalist.
Maybe avoid that one. Better, super common question. How much is this?
Yes, you use that one all the time.
And the best option, clear, polite, and maybe even opens up another possibility. Excuse me, how much does this cost? And maybe add, is there a discount for multiple items? That last part about the discount for multiple items, that's like a little bonus phrase for you. It's a polite way to gently open up a negotiation if that feels appropriate in that place. Not everywhere, but sometimes.
Right, depends on the culture and the context. But yeah, you can see how we went from those really basic, almost one-word things to much more complete, clearer, and politer ways of asking for things.
And that's the goal, isn't it? To build your confidence so you feel comfortable using these better, clearer options in your actual travel interactions.
Exactly. Communication, not just basic requests.
Okay, now let's switch gears a little bit and focus on the sound of these phrases. Because saying them so they sound natural and confident, well, that makes a huge difference in how people understand you and respond to you.
Totally. This is our pronunciation power-up section.
All right, so here's how we'll do this. I'm going to say a phrase, one of the ones we've worked on, and I want you listening right now to repeat it right after me. Don't stress about being perfect, okay? Just try to copy the rhythm, the melody, the stress, where the emphasis falls in the sentences. It's ready to give it a try.
All right, let's do it. Here's the first one. Listen for the stress. Excuse me, could you tell me which gate the flight to Sydney departs from? Excuse me, could you tell me which gate the flight to Sydney departs from?
What would you recommend as your most popular local dish? What would you recommend as your most popular local dish? Good evening. I have a reservation under the name Claire for tonight. Good evening. I have a reservation under the name Claire for tonight.
I'm sorry, but how do I get to the National Museum from here? I'm sorry, but how do I get to the National Museum from here? Excuse me, how much does this cost, and do you accept credit cards? Excuse me, how much does this cost, and do you accept credit cards? Fantastic work. Seriously, just doing that, training your mouth, your ears to catch that rhythm, it's so incredibly helpful. Now let's quickly talk about adding some confidence boosters. These are little words or phrases that can instantly make you sound more natural, definitely more polite, and yeah, more confident.
Yeah, they're like little power-up words for your English. So, first one, super simple. Adding please. Just sticking please onto almost any request is an instant politeness upgrade, isn't it?
Absolutely. And using could you instead of can you often sounds a bit more formal, a bit more polite, especially when you're asking someone, a stranger, to do something for you.
Good one. And how about saying, I'd appreciate it if you could help me. That's a lovely phrase. It shows you're grateful before they even help.
It really does. It shows consideration. And finally, just a really warm thank you so much at the very end of an interaction. It leaves such a positive, memorable impression. People remember that.
Definitely. Okay, let's try putting some of these boosters together in a real-world example. Imagine you're back at that hotel check-in desk. Here's how you could combine some phrases and these boosters. Try practicing this whole chunk out loud.
Give it a go.
Hi, I have a reservation under Johnson. Could you please check me in? I'd also appreciate directions to the nearest metro station. Thank you so much.
See how much smoother and more polite that sounds? Now, it's your turn. Pause if you need to, but practice saying that complete hotel check-in sentence out loud right now. Remember what we always say. Confidence comes from doing it, from practice, not from worrying about making mistakes. Every single time you say it, you're building that confidence.
And here's a quick travel confidence hack for you. It might sound a bit silly, maybe, but trust me, it really works. Before you go on your next trip, stand in front of a mirror and practice saying these key phrases. Actually, watch yourself saying the words. It somehow helps reduce that awkward feeling. Makes it feel much more natural when you actually have to use the phrase for real with a real person.
It does. It connects the sound, the words, with the physical act of speaking. It prepares your brain and your mouth. Silly, but effective.
Okay, let's move on now. We want to integrate some reading and listening practice together. We're going to use a short, pretty relatable story about a traveler named Maya and her adventures.
Ideally, you might read it through first yourself. That really helps with understanding the details.
Then you can listen as I read it aloud. And when I read it, I'll focus on natural pronunciation and the rhythm of the sentences. Okay, so here is Maya's travel adventure. Maya's traveling alone in Europe for the first time. Not always easy. At the London airport, her flight to Amsterdam got canceled. She walked calmly through to the information desk and asked, "Excuse me, could you help me find the next flight to Amsterdam? I have a hotel reservation tonight." Then, the next day, she gets to Amsterdam. She arrives at the hotel, but they can't find her booking right away. Maya stayed calm again. She said, I have a confirmation email. And then she suggested, could you please check under Maya Silva, or maybe M. Silva? The receptionist checked again, using the different spelling, and found her reservation. Later on her trip, Maya's in Berlin, and she really wants to try some authentic German food. So, at a nice restaurant, she asks the waiter, what do you recommend? Then she adds, this is my first time in Berlin, and I love trying local dishes. And the waiter recommended a traditional dish. She had the best schnitzel ever. Okay, let's quickly check if you caught the key points from Maya's story. Just a few comprehension questions. Think about the answer for each one after I ask it.
And then we'll quickly go over the main ideas for the answers.
Okay, question 1. What was the problem Maya faced at the London airport?
The main problem was her flight to Amsterdam got canceled. And the urgency was she needed another flight that day because she already had a hotel booked for that night in Amsterdam.
Question 2. How did Maya solve her hotel booking problem in Amsterdam?
Key things here. She stayed calm, which is huge in stressful moments. She mentioned she had proof, the confirmation email. And crucially, she offered a helpful suggestion, checking under different versions or spellings of her name.
And question 3. What made Maya so successful at the restaurant in Berlin? Why did she get such a good recommendation?
She was really open and honest, wasn't she? She said it was her first time there. She specifically asked for a recommendation, and she showed genuine enthusiasm by saying she loves trying local dishes. That combination worked wonders.
Wonderful job thinking through those. So the main takeaways, the lessons we can learn from Maya for our own travels, they're pretty clear, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. First, Maya stayed calm even when things went wrong, like the canceled flight or the missing booking. Second, she was always specific about what she needed or what she wanted. And third, super important, she was always polite.
Exactly. Those 3 things, staying calm, being specific, and being polite, they're incredibly powerful tools. They can help you communicate successfully when you travel, honestly, no matter what your current English level is.
They really are the keys, aren't they?
Okay, let's start to wrap things up now by creating your own personal travel English action plan. This isn't just more writing practice. This is about giving yourself a clear roadmap, something concrete to help you feel more confident on your next adventure.
Yeah, turning what you've learned today into actual action. That's where the real change, the real progress happens.
Okay. Step 1 is your travel profile. Grab a pen or open a note on your phone, whatever works. Let's write down just 2 or 3 sentences about your typical travel style. You could start with phrases like I usually, or I always, or I sometimes, maybe I rarely. Then include one challenge you often face with your English when you travel. Be honest. And finally, add one specific simple goal for your next trip. Just one.
Okay, so for example, you might write something like, I usually travel with friends and we rarely stay in fancy luxury hotels. My biggest challenge with English is probably asking for help when I get lost. My goal for my next trip, maybe it's to Thailand, is to try and have at least one meaningful, even short conversation with a local person every day. Something like that. So take a moment, write down your own version.
Great. Now, step 2, your emergency phrase kit. Think back to those 5 situations and the phrases we practiced earlier. Which 3, just pick the top 3, do you think you are most likely to need on your next trip?
Your personal top 3.
Yeah, write them down. But don't just copy them, personalize them. Put in your actual destination or your own name for the hotel booking, or think about what kind of local food you might want to ask about.
So maybe your transportation phrase becomes, excuse me, which gate is the flight to Sydney? Your accommodation one, hi, I have a reservation under Tom, whatever your name is.
And for local help, maybe? Could you recommend what's the most popular street food around here? Make those phrases feel like yours.
Good. Step 3, your confidence challenge. Now, this is important. Pick just one specific small thing that you promise yourself you will do differently on your next trip, specifically to give your confidence a little boost. Just one thing.
Yeah, don't try to change everything at once. What's one small step?
It could be something simple, like, okay, I will ask one local person for a recommendation, even if my heart is pounding. Or I'm going to start just one conversation with another traveler, maybe at the airport gate or in the hotel lobby.
Or maybe find one chance to give someone a genuine compliment in English. Or just make a firm decision. Next time I feel lost or confused, I'll ask for help instead of just struggling alone with my map.
Just pick one small, achievable challenge for yourself. Write it down.
And we have a bonus challenge, because sometimes these little tech tricks can really help. Record yourself saying your 3 personalized emergency phrases using the voice recorder app on your phone. Listen back to them. Just having those recordings ready, even if you never actually press play when you're feeling nervous, just knowing there can be like a little safety net. It can be a real lifesaver when you feel stressed and your mind goes blank.
That's a great practical tip. Takes the pressure off a bit.
It does. So congratulations, you have officially completed this episode, and you've just experienced the Simply English Pod method fully in action. Think about it. In just around 20 minutes or so, you've actually used all 4 of those key language skills.
You absolutely have. You listened to natural English, hopefully at a comfortable pace, all about travel.
You spoke, practicing pronunciation out loud, building phrases, using those confidence boosters.
You engaged with the reading by following Maya's story, absorbing those language patterns.
And you even did some writing, creating the first steps of your personal travel action plan.
See, that's how you train your English mind effectively, by using all 4 skills together. It's just like how your brain learned naturally in the first place.
So here is your challenge, your invitation, moving forward from today. For the next 30 days, can you commit to just 20 minutes each day listening to Simply English Pod?
Some days you'll feel energetic, ready to participate, speak out loud, maybe do the writing exercises. Other days, maybe you're tired or busy, just listen passively while you're commuting, washing dishes, whatever. Both ways count. Both ways help train your English mind.
They really do. And we really want you to truly believe this. Every single person listening right now has the ability inside them to speak confident English. You really do.
You're not bad at languages. That's just not true. You simply need the right kind of method, like this one, and consistent, focused practice. That's it.
So your homework from this episode is simple but powerful. Before your next trip, whether that's next week, next year, or even just an imaginary trip you're planning for fun, practice your top 3 personalized travel phrases for just 2 minutes every day.
2 minutes, that's all.
Say them out loud, maybe record them like we suggested. Just remember, confidence really does come from preparation. And preparation comes from that consistent, even short practice.
Absolutely. And hey, we genuinely love hearing from you, hearing about your progress, your challenges, your successes. Please join our Simply English Pod community. Reach out to us. We'd love to know.
First off, will you take this 30-day challenge with us? Let us know.
Second, what is your dream travel destination and why? We love hearing about where you want to go.
And third, thinking back on everything we covered today, which a specific part, maybe which phrase or tip, helped you the most?
We read all the comments and messages, so please share.
Just remember this. You truly have everything you need right now to succeed. Trust yourself. Trust this process we've shared. And please give yourself these next 30 days of consistent practice. Your future, more confident English-speaking self, they will sincerely thank you for it.
So, if you're feeling ready to start transforming your English in just 30 days, please give this episode a like. Until then, keep going.
Keep believing in yourself, keep practicing, and remember to keep it simply English.